on fire. The others were vandalized or had windows damaged. The fire department medic unit's windshield was, and understand, this is like not even 72 hours into all this. This is very just getting started. Outlaw later spoke in noting that the people police saw on the streets during the civil unrest were not the same people she interacted with at the crime scene. Those were not the same people that we later interacted with, calling it a different group of folks from different demographics. 30 officers were injured, most of them from being struck by projectiles such as bricks and rocks. A 56-year-old sergeant was hospitalized in stable condition with a broken leg and other injuries after she was intentionally ran over by the individual driving a pickup truck. So how do you think other police departments are gonna react to friendly protesters? Do you think they're gonna take any chance with being ran over? I don't think so. So this will be taken up several notches. A graphic video emerged that showed the moments leading up to the shooting. It showed officers pointing their guns at Wallace as he walks in the street and around a car. He walked towards the officers as they back away from him in the street, guns still aimed at him. They yell at him to put his knife down. The two officers then fired several shots and Wallace collapses in the street. A woman runs up to him screaming while several Look, if this is okay with you and you support the police and you stand behind that blue line, we got a serious problem in America, and we just want to brush it under the rug. It's not going to be brushed under the rug anymore, people. The battle lines are drawn. It's about what side are you going to be on.
Yeah, hey, orange laces for my shoestrings. Pistol on me, dopers in her G-string. Riding in my motherfucking coupe bill. Hoovering with my motherfucking low steel.
I'm a nigga with an attitude, thanks to y'all. And I don't give a fuck, I keep it gangsta, y'all. I'ma ride for my side in the CPT. God bless the memory of Eazy-E. If it wasn't for me, where the fuck you be? Rapping like the treacherous three, fucking cowards. I done seen Dre rocking parties for hours. And I done seen Ren fucking bitches from Howard. And I done seen Snoop give away an Eddie Bauer. So fuck Jerry Heller and them white superpowers. We can scatter like buckshots. Let's get together, make a record. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Cause I'm tight as the night I had the right activator off the mic in 1985.
Yeah, hey, orange laces for my shoestrings. Pistol on me, dopers in her G-string. Riding in my motherfucking coupe bill. Hoovering with my motherfucking low steel. Big side niggas keep a dope beam. Ghetto bird, hit a kill, I ghetto hoop dreams. Trying to strike me out before I finished school. I was just a square nigga till I took my 52. Oh, yeah,
I'm just a young black man. Curse since my birth, have to turn to crack sales. If worse come to worse, headed for the back jails. Or maybe it's us, my only way to stack mail is out here doing dirt. My decisions do or die. Been hustling since junior high. No time for asking why. Getting high, getting mine. Put away my nine, cause these times go for 4-5 sales. Cause life is hell and everybody dies. What about these niggas I despise? Them loud talking cowards shooting guns in the crowd, jeopardizing lives. Shooting right between them niggas' eyes. It's time to realize, follow the rules or follow the fools. You die. Everybody's trying to make the news. Niggas confused, quit trying to be an OG and pay your dues. If you choose to apply yourself, throw away the brain and come the riches and the bitches and the fame. Be in the game.
Orange laces for my shoestrings. Pistol on me, dopers in her G-string. Riding in my motherfucking coupe bill. Hoovering with my motherfucking low steel. Big side niggas keep a dope beam. Ghetto bird, hit a kill, I ghetto hoop dreams. Trying to strike me out before I finished school. I was just a square nigga till I took my 52. Oh, yeah.
I'm that nigga on the block. Police pull up. I'm trying to stash a Glock. You that nigga on the low. You the nigga, you're the one that be talking to the po-pos. Porsche sitting on 4 G's. Niggas can't can't afford these. The Panamera shitting on a 911. I call my homies not 911. I'm that nigga with the juice, but I never do my nigga like Pac. It's true.
Yeah, hey, orange laces for my shoestrings. Pistol on me, dope is in her G-string. Riding in my motherfucking coupe bill. Moving with my motherfucking low steel. Big side niggas keep a doping. Ghetto bird, hit a kill, I ghetto hoop dreams. Trying to strike me out before I finished school. I was just a square nigga till I took my 52. Oh, yeah.
So sweet was the feet when he hit the concrete. Chop him up, dice him up, and sacrifice his meat. Drag him by the ankles to the cemetery.
Nigga legendary, nigga legendary.
Shut the fuck up, nigga, cause you ain't seen shit. I'm about to take this blade and straight up rip a hole in the neck of the devil and drink his blood, allowing my soil to be polluted by his evil root. And now I'm mad, insane, red as balls as I strain when I search for my heartbeat. So thumpity thump when my pumps be my verse. False alarms and no harm that will come into the east. But now I'm down to hour 23. Time is moving real fast and not that slow. I thought I had an hour, but it's seconds up to go. I run into the office, no more time is left, so I dive into the doctor with a bomb to my.
Pistol on me, dope is in her G-string. Riding in my motherfucking coupe bill. Moving with my motherfucking low steel. Big side niggas keep a doping. Ghetto bird, hit a kill, I ghetto hoop dreams. Trying to strike me out before I finished school. I was just a square nigga till I took my 52. Oh, yeah, hey.
Want that fire?
Fucks up, Drake. Tell me, talk the ring. I'm right here, nigga. Release the hand.
Wow, wow, wow. What?
Wow, wow, wow. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
What the fuck's up?
Yeah, sucker. What you talking about, fool? This story, I was like going, look, we're 6 days away from the election, so there's like all the news is really on pause. Like, if there's a good story out there, like the people that run shit are like, no, we're waiting. This is all just election. So I'm like searching. I was like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? I don't know. And lo and behold, in Miami, this is fucking crazy. This, like, out of all the weird things I come across and I talk about, this shit was fucking weird. In Miami, it's like almost from an actual movie. Authorities found the body of an inspiring hip-hop artist inside the trunk of a Virginia man's car after he crashed on a Miami highway. Now, doesn't that sound like the beginning of a movie? Robert Avery Coltrane, 25, was arrested and charged with illegal transport of human remains and second-degree murder in the death of 25-year-old Brian Trotter. A Miami-Dade police report said Florida Highway Patrol responded to a crash on Palmetto Expressway Sunday afternoon and found Coltrane in his silver Acura. Troopers towed the car to a parking lot of I don't know, what is that, like a supermarket there? And Westland Mall, and became suspicious of Coltrane when he asked to remove his belongings from the car, which included a gun case. The cops were like, that might be a little suspicious there, sonny boy. What the fuck is going on? Oh, let alone that fucking arm hanging out the back end. Authorities said they were also suspicious because they noticed buzzing flies and the smell of rotting flesh around the car. Troopers opened Coltrane's trunk and found Trotter's body wrapped in a piece of fabric in an advanced stage of decomposition. An autopsy revealed Trotter was fatally shot multiple times. A motive for the killing wasn't immediately released. Ducky didn't know what the fuck was going on. The two had been friends for more than a decade. Trotter's family said he was trying to forge a hip-hop career. His rap name was Kent Won't Stop. Should we look that shit up right now? Kent Won't Stop. Let's look that shit up. That's a bad host. I should have looked that up already. And does it make me a jerk for wanting to know after reading this story? This is fucked up. Look, his music's out there. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Kent won't stop. Yeah, I'm going to check that shit out later. Too bad. Another murder victim that shouldn't have been murdered, let alone been fucking murdered by your friend, fucking Judas. What the fuck is wrong with people? They get all hater mode. Oh, he became more famous than me, or I'm not as famous as him, and fucking this and that. Life is more fucked up than stupid YouTube hits and record sales and all this other crap that people think is really important. You could be like this person, confined to a hospital bed, bandages covering her bullet wounds. 20-year-old Tafara Williams spoke publicly for the first time, claiming the Waukegan, Illinois police officer who shot her and killed the 19-year-old father of her baby opened fire when they both had their hands up. Williams broke her silence during a news conference with the family of her dead boyfriend, Marcellus Stinnett, and her lawyers, who said they are still waiting to view police body camera footage of the shooting. How come we haven't been able to stop this shit? I mean, we should have been on point after Trayvon Martin, but we really should have been on point after Columbine. And decades and decades and decades of this has continued, and we're still nowhere. There's no real answer how to stop all this shit. Look at how many goddamn shootings there are in Chicago. I mean, come on. I mean, we could point the finger over here, over there. It's their fault. It's our fault. It's blah, blah, blah. The only fucking people responsible for the violence are the people that are perpetrating the fucking violence and pulling triggers. She said, that day I lost the love of my life and the father of my 7-month-old son. The baby is the only thing I have left of Marcellus. She said the fatal confrontation began when she and Marcellus were sitting in her car outside her home smoking when an officer pulled up behind her parked car. He didn't turn on his lights or siren. She said that when the officer got out of his patrol car, she rolled down her window and turned on her car's interior lights so the officer could see that she had no weapons and that I wasn't doing anything illegal. The officer called Marcellus by name. He asked me, was I Tafara? And told me that I was Marcellus's baby mother. Then he started harassing Marcellus. He stood near the car with his left hand on his gun, and he said to Marcellus, I know you're from jail. Really? That's pretty intimidating just out the fucking gate with this police officer. Is that how we're really supposed to act? In a threatening manner? Hand on gun? Knowing police have murdered people? And not just like decades ago, but just weeks ago, just days ago. Williams said she asked the officer if they were free to leave and if they were under arrest. The officer took a few steps away from the car and got on his cell phone. I drove away very slowly because I was scared to get out of the car. She said, adding that the officer did not follow them. She said she drove to nearby Martin Luther King Boulevard and that it seemed like another officer was there waiting for us. There was a crash and I lost control. The officer was shooting at us. The car ended up slamming into a building. I kept screaming, I don't have a gun, but he kept shooting. He told me to